So today my topic for presentation is Ghantakarna, a local demon represented through traditional art in Kathmandu Valley. So behind the establishment or making of images of God, demigods or demons, there are always legends, stories and myths related with it. So in this presentation, I'm going to discuss about some art of making effigy of a demon Ghantakarna along with some traditional practices which is practiced in Kathmandu Valley. So demons since an ancient period in different forms are worshipped by local communities of Kathmandu Valley for welfare of society and people. So Ghantakarna is believed as a local demon who is believed to linger in an open field or bushy river banks around Kathmandu Valley. So he was named so. Why he was named Ghantakarna? He was named as Ghantakarna because he used to horn a bell around his corner or ear, and he denied to hear the name of God, so he was named as Ghantakarna. And he destroyed the fields of the local people. He destroyed the homes and he snapped children to have his feast. So there are lots of legends regarding this demon Ghantakarna. So why his effigy is established, why he is worshipped in Kathmandu Valley. So I have mentioned here about two legends. So the number one legend says that demon Ghantakarna, when he was in search of his feast while visiting the village, once he lost his way, and he urged a frog nearby to guide him towards the village. The frog that was well known about the demon's dread, he assured him to guide him, but the frog led him towards the ditch where he gathered the frog gathered lots of local people who were really badly suffered by the demon. So the organized local people killed him, hitting through chwali. Chwali is a local term. It's a Nepali term used for a bunch of dried wheat. And with the help of that chwali and a narkat is it's a typology of a cane. It's also known as a giant cane, or it's also known as a elephant plant, which are found around the bank of rivers around Kathmandu Valley. So they use these things to kill demon Ghantakarna. And next legend says that the local people of four Varnas, especially Brahman, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras, who used to reside around Pashupatinath areas during the ancient time, and they were suffered by demon Ghantakarna. So to get rid of them, rid of the demon Ghantakarna, they worship goddesses Pingaleshwari, which is also known as Vajreshwari, one of the Sakti among 9 Saktis of Lord Pashupatinath. So Lord Pashupatinath's temple is at the center, and all the 9 goddesses temples, Lord Pashupatinath is surrounded by all 9 goddesses temple over there. So let me tell you the name of 9 goddesses. They are Guheshwari, Vatsaleshwari, Vajreshwari, Raja Rajeshwari, Jhamkeshwari, Koteshwari, Manamaneshwari, Jai Bageshwari, and Mangala Gauri. So when the Pingaleshwari were urged by the local people, but the Vajreshwari or Pingaleshwari failed to bring this Ghantakarna demon under her control. So she urged goddesses Vatsaleshwari, who is also known as a Parvati, and one of the best Saktis of Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva, she requested Lord Shiva. So on her request, Lord Pashupatinath sent the demon Ghantakarna to Uttarapantha, or the northern Himalayas of India. So there in Uttarapantha, the demon was compelled to live a harsh life there. But he was a great devotee of Lord Shiva, and he did lots of penance over there. So he came back to the shrine of Lord Pashupatinath, urging the Lord to provide him a shelter in the Kathmandu Valley. So Lord, after hearing his appeal, persuading him not to harm the people of the valley, for which he would be worshipped twice a year during the dark fortnight of Shravan, which is also known as Ghantakarna Chaturdasi, but locally the term Gathe Mangal is used for this festival by the local people around the Kathmandu Valley, and on Pichas Chaturdasi during the month of Chaitra by the local communities around Pashupatinath. So thus Ghantakarna demon is, though he is a demon, but he is worshipped twice a year in Kathmandu Valley on the day of Ghantakarna Chaturdasi by all the inhabitants of Kathmandu Valley. We can see being worshipped in different settlements or areas of Kathmandu Valley. And on Pichas Chaturdasi, just around the Pashupatinath by the local communities, including 4 Varnas who live around the Pashupatinath areas, along with the Deshodwar Puja. That means the worship for the welfare of people. And we are always guided by the text of iconography to make the images of gods and demons and all those things. So Vaishnava Puranas define iconographic features of the demon, that they can disguise themselves into any form as they desire. They have a huge or giant body, wide mouth, and carry several weapons on their hand. But in the Gopinath Rao's book, The Elements of Hindu Iconography, he has mentioned that the image of demons are required to be made in a variety of forms with terrific appearance, having fearful side tucks, ugly eyes, surmounted by curling awkward brows, and carrying several types of weapons. So this would be adorned with all the ornaments, including kirita and kundalas. But there is, though the text of iconography refer like this, but there is a local belief among the Kathmandu, among the people of Kathmandu Valley, that about making the sculptures of demon in Kathmandu Valley, that the image of demons should never be made to be established permanently. So we cannot find the demons of, sculptures of demon established around Kathmandu Valley. So it has a local belief that the demons should never be established permanently. Rather, this should be made an effigy or worship through the effigy or whenever it is needed. And after the worship, or with what aim it has been built or constructed, afterwards it should be settled, but they should not be established permanently. So thus very few number of stone sculptures of Ghantakarna are found around Kathmandu Valley, and they are also known as, they are also called so-called, I mentioned the word so-called over here, because as the images are depicted with the features similar as illustrated in the Puranas or Vedas of iconography, but it's not sure that they are the demons of Ghantakarna. They are just named as demons by the local people. So this is one of the images which lies at the Konti Hiti. Let me tell you what is a Hiti. Hiti is a water conduit, and there are more than 300 water conduits in Kathmandu Valley, which is compared to the goddesses Ganga. It flows water throughout the days and night. And so it is established that it has been established in one of the water conduit of Lalitpur, and it belongs to 8th or 9th century CE. And it is so-called Ghantakarna because it has been depicted with the bells on its ears and donder or spikes on his hand. So the local people over there, local people around Kathmandu, local people of Patan and around the valley worship this as a Ghantakarna. But the scholars are of the view that this is not the image of Ghantakarna. It is the image of, it is a sculpture of Kumara. So sometimes it happens that through the theme of the depiction of the theme, the similar, some types of images are made, but the local people have different perception. So local people worship this as a Ghantakarna, but the scholars are of the view that this is not the Ghantakarna, but it is a Kumara. But local people, it is so local people worship like that. And another one, this one is from Dattatreya of Bhaktapur, and locally it is known as, it is worshipped as the demon Ghantakarna, and it is also known as, it is also worshipped as Kshetrapala. So let me explain this word. Kshetra and Pala, it's a combination of two words. Kshetra means the area, Pala means the guard. So he's also worshipped as a guard of the area. And the demon, but this is worshipped as a demon and also the guard of the area. And the demon is depicted with a fearful side tucks, ugly eyes, curling and raised awkward eyebrows, and long ears with the kundalas and ornaments are depicted by, as described by the Gopinath Rao in the text. But locally, it is worshipped with a both view, that some of the people worship as a guard of the area, and especially on the day of Ghantakarna, he is worshipped as the Ghantakarna. So the demon is shown as a dwarf with the short limbs, and it is worshipped by the local people and believed to be the god of the area. I told you before that he is also worshipped as a Ghantakarna on the day of Gathemanga. But these are only the few stone sculptures found, which is just so-called Ghantakarnas, but there is a different tradition of making the effigy of Ghantakarna, which is unique in Kathmandu Valley, which I'm going to discuss now. So a few of the manuscript of Kathmandu Valley, so found in Kathmandu Valley, have described how to make the effigy of Ghantakarna and how it should be worshipped. So there is a pre-medieval manuscript which is known as Gopal Raj Bansavali. It belongs to 14th century. And this provides information about the demon Ghantakarna being worshipped. So during that time, he was worshipped. During 14th century also, he was worshipped by local communities, and it was celebrated as a festival through making an ifigi with an earthen pot attached to it as its munda. That means the ifigi of Ghantakarna was made, and the earthen pot was, as a head was added to it. And another medieval manuscript belonging to 1671 CE, related to Newari song, which is known as Nepal Bhaka, mentions about the effigy of Ghantakarna being made through chwali. So chwali is the dried wood plants, sorry, plants. And thus there is a tradition of making effigy of Ghantakarna during Gathe Mangal using just this chwali, this dried wheat and norcut. So why is the norcut used, norcut of this typology of cane, cane plant used to make this effigy of Ghantakarna? Because whenever we are going to make some effigies or something to be worshipped, it is always related with the legends and stories. So the stories and legends related to Ghantakarna tells us that Ghantakarna was killed using through the narkat, so using the narkat. So narkat are used in making effigy as the demon, because he was killed by local people using this plant as a weapon when he was drawn in the days, as it is related with the story. And now, so most of the just practices are just making the effigy, and it is settled at the evening time. So I'll discuss about that. So here the local people are making effigy of demon Ghantakarna with chwali, the dried wheat plants. And so Kathmandu Valley has lots of cultivation of rice and less amount of wheat. So in sometimes there is a crisis of chwali or the dried wheat plants. So in the time of crisis, the local people instead of chwali sometimes uses straws, which are also used to make an effigy of the demon. And the complete structure, it's nothing is used, but the complete structure is made with the expanded hands and all those limbs and all those things, but using only these two materials, either the chwali or the straws. And next, we discussed before, narkat is also used to make this effigy. And here the people are using narkat, and it's being used in making effigy of demon Ghantakarna. And so how the faces and all these things are made, the traditional handmade large circular discs, which is also locally known as nanglo in Nepali term, made up of cane, used for winnowing of grains. We women use in our house, and it is available in the market. So they are used to make demons' face and ears, upon which the painted papers are pasted. But this the painted face are always made following the instructed in the text of iconography, because we have already instructed in the text of iconography that whenever we are going to make the image of demons, there will be bulging eyes and the raised eyebrows and open mouth, the side tucks. So these things are followed to make the pictures, and it is stuck on this nanglo or the circular discs. And as mentioned in the manuscript in the earlier times, so these things are also followed. And earthen pot as a representation of head is often attached upon the body of the demon to just symbolize as the head of the demon Ghantakarna. And the locally available fruits, which is especially these two fruits are used, two types of fruits are used, pomelo, which is locally known as halwa bed in Nepali, and persimmons, a bhogati, a typical type of food, are used to make an organs of a giant demon. And the demons are specially decorated. This is a special speciality of Kathmandu Valley, that demons are specially decorated with the garlands of handmade dolls. It is never decorated with the garlands of flowers, but the demons are decorated with the garlands of handmade dolls, specially prepared by the women, making through the knots and it is used. So it is made through using of cloths which are worn by the children. So why are the children cloths used in this making of garlands? It is strongly believed that use of children's dress in making of ornaments for demon Ghantakarna will save the children from evil spirits and several diseases. And the decorated effigies of demons are displayed at a crossroad of almost every settlement, Kathmandu, Lalitpur, Bhaktapur, and Timi around Kathmandu Valley, especially at the crossroad. And they are displayed throughout the days. and it is worshipped by local communities. And during the daytime and the morning time, it is made and it is displayed throughout the daytime. And during the daytime, lots of local communities go and worship it, and it is worshipped with a strong belief. It is believed that for the it will they will be safe throughout the year. They will be they will have safety from evil spirits, and also with a strong belief of having a child by a woman who is childless. So if Ghantakarna is worshipped, she will have a baby. And especially children are made to touch or bow to Ifigi with a wish that they would be cured from several diseases or for the good health. And especially there is a strong belief that that a child having a weeping or crying habit, we usually word runche in our Nepali, just crying and crying babies. So such type of habit, the baby having such type of habit, if we took them and just make it go to this Ifigi of Ghantakarna, he will stop this habit. So there's lots of beliefs. So if we visit on this, we can see lots of queue of mother carrying their children to make a worship and go to this Ifigi. And another tradition is that, so we can find lots of shopkeepers displaying iron and copper rings on the day, before their shop, sorry, in front of their shop. And it is believed that putting on a ring made up of especially iron and copper on this day, after making it tossed to an Ifigi, is believed to save people from evil spirits and ghosts throughout the year. It's not necessary that you have to put on those rings throughout the year. You can put just 3 or 4 days, and it's a tradition these days that after 3 or 4 days they will take out and throw it out. But it is still the tradition that it is tossed on the Ifigi and put it on the hand. And there are some this typical type of nails, 3-pointed nails. That's points on a 3 side. So nailing of this special triangular nail on the main entrance of the door after being tossed to the Ifigi of Ghantakarna is believed to protect the entrance of evil spirits or ghosts into the house throughout the year. So if you visit the traditional houses of Kathmandu, Lalitpur, Bhaktapur, and around Kathmandu Valley, so we can see lots of such nails stuck on the main entrance, especially wooden doors. We can find lots of such types of nail, because that is going to 1 year it is added one, next year, so we can see lots of nails added on it. So throughout the day these Ifigis are just displayed, and during the evening time the Ifigi is carried by the local people to be settled out, to settle outside the settlement area or secluded area, or sometimes they are just flown or settled at the bank of rivers with a gathering of a large crowd. And so during the process of carrying or pulling this Ifigi, so sometimes they are carried and sometimes it is also even pulled out with the help of a rope. And so while carrying or pulling out of this Ifigi of the demon, people run. They just keep on running, shouting, Aju dhyo he. So why do they shout this? Aju in Nepali term, especially Newari term, means father, and dhyo means God. So it is one of the name of Bhairava, or a ferocious form of Lord Shiva. Thus, there is a local tradition, local belief that Ghantakarna is a representation of one of the ferocious form of Bhairava, or it is one of the firm devotee. He was because he did lots of penance, so that's why he got a place in Kathmandu Valley. So he is known as a firm devotee of Lord Shiva. So that's why joining his name with the Lord Shiva or ferocious form of Bhairava. So the people speak their name and just carry out the Ifigi. So this tradition, this burning out tradition is prevalent just in Bhaktapur. It's not prevalent in Kathmandu part or in any other part of Kathmandu Valley. Just in Bhaktapur, there is a tradition of, at last, during the evening time, burning out of Ifigi of demon Ghantakarna during the evening time with the gathering of a large crowd. And so before burning this, especially in Bhaktapur area, local people bring burning log. So it will be burning, or either a bunch of burning dried wheat, making a rotation. First of all, they will just burn out either the log or this bunch of dried wheat or chali or a straw, and they make a rotation of their house holding on their hand. So why do they do so? So it is believed that the demons or evil spirits, any type of evil spirits residing inside their house or premise of their house or within their town, within their settlement area would be wiped out with a flame or smoke created from it. So afterwards, the whatever they have carried on their hands, it's thrown on the effigy of Ghantakarna, and it is bonded. But it is not necessary. Even in Bhaktapur, that different toll or different settlements had different practices. It's not necessary that all the effigies of Ghantakarna should be burned. So here in the picture, some of the people of Bhaktapur at one side are burning the effigy. That means finishing the demon. So whether the another side, so the people, other people from another community are just taking the effigy of Ghantakarna to be settled outside the settlement area. So it's a choice, but most of the people burn effigy of Ghantakarna in Bhaktapur area, which is not prevalent in any other part of Kathmandu Valley. So another interesting part of locally celebrating this Ghantakarna festival, which is still prevalent in Kathmandu Valley, is the throwing of legs of buffalo in several ponds of Kathmandu Valley. It's related with a little bit entertainment. So this tradition is prevalent, especially in Balkumari and Bulankhel Pokaris ponds of Timi, and few ponds around Thankot and Bhaktapur areas. So the legs of buffalo are thrown by the local butchers during the noontime in the different local ponds over there. So these legs are thrown in the pond. The legs which are thrown in the pond are collected by local people through swimming. So the person to get or find this leg is considered as the luckiest one, who can either take it, or because they have the meat of this, so either they can take it or they can sell it to the crowd. So this event continues all the days till evening, because on one side on the crossroad the effigies are displayed, and on the other side of the towns and cities this entertainment is keep on going on, and many people from surrounding town gather to watch this event. So this is one of the scene. This is one of the photograph from Timi area. So there are the local people who are gathering in front of the pond to watch the butcher throwing the legs in the pond, and some people are ready to. So here the guy is inside the pond, and some people are ready to swim and catch the legs. So why do they do so? So it is also related with the Ghantakarna. It is believed that if the legs are thrown in the local ponds, so this will make the demon Ghantakarna content, so that with the meat provided by the local community, so that he may not attack the people of the settlement throughout the year. So with the belief, so it's a means of entertainment, but it is associated. It's a link with the stories, or it's related with the Ghantakarna. So after settling or burning of effigy, in every town, after just settling of or burning of effigy, as a symbolism of cremation of demon Ghantakarna, local people either bath or wash their or wash their hands and feet in the local pond nearby before entering the town. So it is believed that you should not, after this settling of this effigy or burning of this effigy of Ghantakarna, without washing your face or without bathing, you should not, without touching the water, it is believed that you should not enter into your house. If you enter into your house without touching the water or washing your face, it is believed that the spirits or the demon will enter with you inside your house. So it is strongly believed. And this culture is still in practice in several areas of Kathmandu, Lalitpur, Bhaktapur, and Timi. So I told you before that there were two legends. One it was celebrated around the Kathmandu Valley, and there is another one as a festival only linked with the Pashupatinath area. So this is related with the Ghantakarna demon, and annually on the Pichas Chaturdashi during the month of Chaitra. Recently, this festival has been completed just one week before. From the priestly caste, that means during this worship of Ghantakarna and during celebrating this festival, even the Bhatta, priest of Pashupatinath. All of you are known about this fact that the Bhattas of Pashupatinath are from South India. They are the main priest of Pashupatinath, and they also gather in order to worship Ghantakarna and celebrate this festival. And from the priestly caste, from Bhatta Brahmins to the priestly caste of Kathmandu Valley, Rajupadhyayas, and to the lower caste, so-called lower caste people, they gather around from Pashupatinath area. They gather around the shrine of Vajreshwari, Vatsaleshwari, and Pashupatinath to celebrate the festival in memory of victory over the demon Ghantakarna. Because of them, the Ghantakarna went to Uttarapantha, and again, so he came back and he was just worshipped. So in the name of, in the victory of Ghantakarna, this festival is still celebrated in Kathmandu Valley. But another thing, important thing, is that it is strongly believed that witchcraft practiced or learned on the midnight of Ghantakarna Chaturdasi, on the day on which Ghantakarna demon is worshipped. So, the Gautami Mangal, it would be more powerful and much magical. So, thus, it's not practiced these days, but during the ancient time, people visited Vajreshwari or Pingaleshwari. It's known as a most tantric goddess of residing near the Pashupatinath temple. So we slide close to the cremation site near the bank of river or Pashupatinath temple during the midnight to practice witchcraft. But the witchcraft is not practiced these days. Still, the worship and celebration of Ghantakarna is practiced these days. Thank you so much.